Good morning and a warm welcome, and thank you for joining us right here on Sunrise at See You, just in time for your favorite segment. And it's a Friday, so the conversation is actually going to be Friday related. And today we are discussing being classy. Do you consider yourself a classy lady? What are some of the signs of being classy? Does classy mean being naive? Does it mean being humble? What would like to understand what your definition of being classy is. And of course, joining me at the center of this discussion are my fellow co-hosts. To my far left, I have Sarah Apollo, I have Priva Elibaz, as well as Agiwa. Say good morning, ladies, and how do you feel about this beautiful Friday morning?
Good morning, Siobhan.
Friday, good morning, TGIF.
TGIF, yeah.
Thank God it's Friday.
Yes, that is indeed true. So today we are going to be discussing the idea of being classy. Now, when I mentioned the word classy, depending on someone's perception of what it means to be classy, very many names will come to mind. For example, some would consider Angelina Jolie, others would say Selena Gomez, others would say Babi Chagulanyi, others would even go ahead to say Beyonce or even Kim Kardashian, name it. So depending on what kind of perception you have about being classy, that will definitely define who you think is classy and who you think is not. But before we start off the conversation, I would like to ask the ladies, what does being classy mean to you? And then later on, I'll get into the definition. We shall have a video and a few clips to watch here and there, and we shall be able to comment in them. So ladies, what does it mean to be classy? According to you, I want to first get your own perception of being classy, because being classy depends on different perceptions, all cut across. So what does it mean to be classy?
For me to be classy, you have to be a high-value woman, first of all. You have to have self-esteem. Then you also have to have good manners. You should be able to say sorry when you have, offended someone. You should be able to say thank you. You should be able to, what are the other, there's actually three things. But okay, those ones. Be able to say sorry, be able to say thank you. And also be considerate, treat people with kindness, be humane. If you are a classy woman or a classy man, you have to, or a classy person, you have to be humane and also be considerate of other people's feelings and not, not being a bad person.
Okay,
anyway.
How about you, Priva? What does being classy mean to you?
Well, I think for me, being classy in general boils down to you treating others with respect, yeah? For me, that's it. Respect is the biggest thing, because I don't care who you are, yeah? You could be the member of parliament, you could be the president, you could be the biggest superstar in the world. But if you treat people like they don't mean anything, like they do not matter, to me, you're not classy. You could have all the money, but if that's how you operate, if that's how you do your things, then you're not classy at all. So for me, it boils down to respect. You have to be able to treat your fellow people around you, or even, anywhere at work, home, the people you encounter, even in the streets, the people you encounter, people that you don't even know, by the way. You're supposed to handle them with respect. So for me, that's what being classy means.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about you, Sarah? What does being classy mean to you?
Classy means elegance, somebody who exudes elegance in their behavior, in their posture, how you walk, how you speak. And it also just boils down to having high standards. That's it. Somebody who is classy has high standards. It could be from what they wear to what they eat to who they associate themselves with where they go and hang out, where they would be seen. Just have high standards.
Okay, I think my perception or opinion wouldn't be far-fetched from what you ladies have highlighted on, but my perception of being classy, and I was actually having this conversation with a friend, and I said being classy for me would mean, yes, you have the money. For example, you're able to keep up the looks, you're able to keep up the status. Now, leave alone people who are doing copycat. I'm talking about people who have made their money, even when it's little, and they're able to utilize it to look a certain type of way, to go to certain places, to afford certain things that not so many ordinary people should have. However, the top notch of being classy is how you treat people that are lower than you. If you came to a wedding, if you came to a corporate event, you are dressed in, a very high slit, very nice heels, you have the perfect makeup, you have the perfect hairdo, and you back at a waitress or a waiter, right there and then, like your classiness has gone, like it has rubbished everything. So for me, and my mom always used to tell me, being classy doesn't mean that you need to have money. It doesn't mean you need to look a certain way. It is how you treat people that are below you when other people are not watching, by the way. Because for some people, they do it to keep up appearances. Other people will treat people like trash when you are not seeing. So how do you treat other people with even the good looks that you have, you know, the gorgeous clothes that you're putting on and all these expensive jewelry? So my next question, and I'll come back to you, Age, first. Do you consider yourself a classy person?
Did you hear that? Well,
No, yes.
I'll actually be very honest.
Yes.
Not just honest with the people out there, but with myself as well. I do consider myself a classy person, but I will say for sure there are those moments where I'm not classy. There are those moments where I might be pissed, where maybe I've been offended, and maybe I act in the heat of the moment. That means those are the moments where I'm not classy. So I cannot say I'm 100% classy, honestly. Just to be brief, yeah, I would say that about myself.
Okay, how about you, Priva?
Oh yes, I am classy. What are you saying? Of course, I think I think I am classy. I think I am, and my reasoning behind that is really I endeavor, just the definition that I gave you, I endeavor to treat people with so much respect, because I feel like what you give is what you get. Yeah. So for me, I would say I'm very classy, but where I kind of deviate from the notion of, you know, being classy is where the element of humility comes in. You're expected to be humble. Now, humble, I don't know how humble you have to be, like to what extent, how is your humility, you know, how are we going to quantify this? Because you see with humility, it kind of means like people are supposed, you know, to walk all over you and, you know, do anything they can't do to you, because they know, oh, Agi Wase is humble, she won't do anything, she won't, you know, react, she won't, you know, say anything. Now to me, that's wrong. If you ever do that to me, you'll find me on the wrong side.
So if a lady, if you, for example, you went to attend a concert, let's say you've gone for Aji Baby, or you've gone for Andekula, as you call him, and then he sings your favorite song, and you're inclined to jump and clap and, you know, put your legs out there. If you did that, if someone did that, would you consider them to be a classy person? Because does that then bring out the aspect of humility that, okay, sit back and relax, you know, people are watching, you're a classy lady, you cannot, you know, overly throw yourself out there. So how do you tell the difference?
I would consider them classy, because you see, it's different, how would I call it, behavior, or how you're expected to behave in different places. Okay. If you're in a bar setting, or you're in let's say like you've gone for a concert, like you just, you know, mentioned, I don't expect you to be seated. In fact, if I go to a concert and find you seated, then I'll ask you, why are you here?
Why are you here?
Why
You should be in bed sleeping.
You should be in bed sleeping. So for me, I feel like different occasions call for different
levels of classiness.
Yes, levels of classiness. If you're in a bar, I expect you, you know, to be turned up and, you know, having a lot of fun. If you're in church, I expect you to be very modest, you know, don't come with your short skirts and your whatever to church. That's wrong. I wouldn't consider you classy. However, whatever, regardless of the money you have, if you show up to a board meeting and you're wearing something that is inappropriate, jeans or something like that, I mean, there you lose it. So for me, it's different occasions, different types of being classy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sarah, do you consider yourself to be a classy person?
I'm very classy. One thing that people need to understand is that you can't buy class. You either have it or you don't have it. You can try to fake it, but it's still going to catch up with you. You either have it or you don't have it. And just because you can be rowdy or angry or upset sometimes does not take away from the fact that you're a classy person. Class has nothing to do with money, because there are people who have great taste. And just having class means you expect high standards from everybody, from your relationships. And like, I'm not going to allow you to disrespect me. I'm going to act with class. I'm not going to accept that. You're not going to allow your employer to treat you a certain type of way. That's why you have a contract that holds them to a certain standard that they're supposed to treat you. A lot of us go on to just romanticize the bare minimum. Because somebody greeted me, oh, they are such a nice person. No, you're supposed to greet people. It's common sense. You understand? So you hold people at a higher level. Yes, this is what you're supposed to do, which is the bare minimum, but I expect more of you. If you're going to greet me, it goes a long way with you having to be kind for no reason. That's holding people to a high standard. So yeah, I am a classy person. And again, it goes down to whether you have money or not, whether you can afford it now or you're going to be able to afford it later. There are some people who just have great taste, and people who just are just wonderful.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let us look at what does it mean to be a classy person. So classy is a word used to describe people, places, or things that have a lot of class. But a classy person is just someone who wears expensive clothes. But classy person isn't just someone who wears expensive clothes. Classy can also refer to someone who puts a high standard on the way they behave. So ladies, what are some of the signs that actually this particular person is being a classy lady?
Not being, but they are.
Are.
Because if
Okay.
you're
Are.
being, then you're actually putting on a show that means
Faking
you're
it.
not classy.
Yeah.
One of them is you're respectful to people. You actually gave an example. If you walk into a restaurant, how do you treat the waitresses? How do you treat someone who is lower than you? Is not, shouldn't be the word. But actually, in general, how do you treat people? How do you approach situations? Are you going to act in the heat of the moment? Are you going to be shouting all over the place? Are you going to be fighting? You know, if you're a respectful person and how you approach situations, even if it's something bad that has happened to you, how you approach it defines how classy you are as a person. For me, that's what I would say.
Okay.
Well, for me, I would have to say that being a classy woman, of course, you have to be cautious about your decisions, yeah? Of course, Sarah did mention, like, you know, we are human, yeah? You get into your moments sometimes. You have a moment, you're angry, you know. You're out of character, yeah? But then I think the aftermath is actually what happens. A classy person, after acting out of control or after acting out of character, what you do is you apologize, yeah? You head out to the person, you say, hey, I know what happened. Wasn't ideal. It pissed me off, but I can understand why it happened or how it happened. So, you know, small things are over and then just, you know, move on.
Okay.
So for me, it's more of like, to be actually classy, you have to be cautious about your decisions. I'm not saying you cannot be human, because no one is perfect. But in the moment that you've actually fallen short of your own standards, what do you do? Yeah. Yeah. You get?
Fallen short of
Yeah.
your own standards. That is a very good line. Okay, Sarah, so what do you think are some of the characteristics that make a lady to be classy?
Well, the ladies have spoken mostly about behavior. That's very important. But also how you dress and how you carry yourself. A classy person is not going to wear tattered clothes or going to wear ill-fitting clothes. A classy person makes every item they wear just look effortless. A classy person will wear a cheap product and it's going to look, 10 times the value on that person. That is how you know a classy person. Somebody who just is being and they're being themselves effortlessly. That is what a classy person is. It also goes down to how you speak, how they speak. A person who doesn't use profanity, somebody who doesn't use slang, somebody who they say they're speaking proper, somebody who speaks proper, who articulates themselves really well, someone who speaks with confidence. Even posture, how you sit, is also a sign of whether you're a classy person or not.
Let me sit properly.
If you're if you're the kind of person who slouches or puts your feet up on the chair, that is not
Classy.
That is not classy.
Someone in culture room is telling me even how we laugh. So the ladies and I very laugh in a very classy way. Sarah, please do continue.
Yes, so behavior is very important, but also how you carry yourself and conduct yourself. Because at the end of the day, very classy people leave an impression on the people that they have interacted with. That is how you will know a classy person.
Yeah.
If you leave a good vibe with the person, a good taste in the mouth with the person who you have interacted with, and then you know that person is a classy person.
But now how are we able to tell that you have tested? Anyway, let's get into some of the characteristics of classy women that the ladies haven't highlighted. The first one, and which I found very profound, is a classy woman is not mean to other women. I can't stress this enough. Now, a classy woman is not a mean girl. She ignores women who are spiteful to her and goes about her life on her own terms. The next one is a classy woman refrains from using vulgar language. Now, I'm not going to mention the F words and all these words, but a classy woman doesn't do that. She understands that the language you use represents your mind and heart. Why are you laughing? Our next one is she dresses tastefully, and this is very important. I feel like very many times when we're talking about being classy and being elegant, we want to run away from the fact that one of the aspects of being classy is that you must dress the part. You must dress exactly the occasion that you're going for. The fourth is a classy woman is well-read and intelligent. read novels, educate yourselves, listen to podcasts. It's very important. Don't just be going for vibes. Educate your mind. It's very important. A classy woman also speaks quite confidently. A classy woman is mindful of people's time and is punctual. A classy woman always keeps time, and if she's running late, she'll send a text. So if you're listening to us this morning and you think you're classy, but every time you're coming late to work and you don't even communicate, well, the boxes are not being ticked. The next is a classy woman has good manners. She gives authentic compliments. Now, this particular one, when it comes to authentic compliments, when it comes to women, we know our compliments sometimes really do not come from a good place. Sometimes we're just being sarcastic. Sometimes we're just throwing comments because we want to throw them, but learn to give authentic compliments. If someone is looking good, tell them, Sarah, you look good this morning, and actually mean it. And the next one is a classy woman responds to invitations promptly. When she receives a birthday, wedding, or event invitation, she quickly either declines or accepts. And finally, a classy woman does not arrive at a party empty-handed. How many of us have been invited for a party and we come empty-handed? For example, you have gone to visit your mother-in-law. Why you? No. Really? Are you literally giving excuses here?
I'm not actually giving excuses. Okay. People prefer cash over gift.
But this says a classy woman does not arrive at a party or gathering empty-handed. She can bring a hostess a gift or even something to contribute. So even something in terms of money. And then the last one is a classy woman does not pursue a man. Now this one left a bitter taste in my mouth, and that is actually what is going to bring me to my next question. Do you think that being classy is constantly looked upon when it comes to the women's side, but somehow men are allowed to behave anyhow they like? Like they will see a man behaving and say, no, he's a man. But then when they see you've come in the sitting room and you're putting your legs up, even when you're in pants, does a woman sit that way? So why is it constantly us, the women, who have to be classy and not the men?
Can I ask the question?
Okay.
Why would you want to act any other way? Why would you want to lower your standards? Because men do it. Men are allowed to sleep around, so women should also sleep around. Why? Why are you fighting for the most ridiculous, trivial, and bad habits? There are many reasons, there are many bad things that could happen to you for doing certain things or doing those things. So why are women seeking to be equal in that place instead of rising up to the state, to their standards and demanding that men rise to those standards
as well?
Now this is the thing, a classy woman does not chase, you attract. A classy woman does not beg, you manifest, and it happens for you. If you find yourself having to go out of your way and lowering, you see, the thing about chasing is that when you chase, you start to lower your standards. When you chase, you start to lose your values, your morals, your principles, because you want that thing. I'm chasing it, so I'm going to alter myself so that thing, I can get that thing. Once you attract, you say, you know what, I'm not going to chase you. You don't see the value in me, and that is okay. I'm going to be me. And the man who is able to match my standards will come to me, and that is who your purpose is. Many times we chase our preference because he's tall. Why? You get it? Doesn't make any sense.
What if I want?
But for me, my thing is that women should stop trying to compete with men to have bad behaviors. If it's men sleeping around, let them sleep. Why are you're literally lowering yourself? What is there to brag about? Having slept with many people, what is that about? What is there to brag about that, oh, because a man can put his feet on the table, let me also do that? Why? Why? That is not class. That's what I have to say.
For me, I would say that I think it comes from the notion of women are supposed to be subordinate to men. You know, even since time immemorial, even the Bible, it says God told Eve to respect her husband, and he told Adam to love your wife. Those are two different things. When someone says love this person and the other one says respect this person, you get the difference. So I think it comes from that, and also the fact that society always literally it's always putting women in a position of you have to act a certain way that is subordinate to men. That is what I would think. However, like Sarah mentioned, and I think that's a very good thing, like you don't have to sit a certain way because men are supposed to sit a certain way. And the thing about chasing men, I think this is kind of contradictory, because they say A classy woman is confident and has self-esteem. A classy woman goes after what they want. You understand? Like, you go after what you want. So if you find this fine-looking man and they probably fit into the picture of the kind of man you want, a classy woman should be able. Yes, a classy woman, confident as you are, you should be able to walk up to this man and like, here, I actually like you. Maybe could strike a friendship or whatever. Something like that. Friendship. That's what I'm saying. It's contradictory because what Sarah says is a classy woman actually attracts. So you get how contradictory it is. Like, you're confident, but then again, you cannot go after what you want because you have to. Like, it's really contradictory.
Pepper, what is your opinion on classiness being overly asserted on women?
On women.
Men?
Well, for that, I'm just going to say it's just the way patriarchy was put into place, like from the earlier days, and you know, men can do anything that they want, but women, you're supposed to be under some sort of, you know, control and some sort of regulation in one way or another. So for me, I just think it is, you know, society standards that have been set for women in general. But still talking on the issue of actually a classy woman never pursues a man, I can see where both of them are coming from. Yes, it's good to attract, but then also I actually, from research, and this is research I've done personally, every man that I've asked, how would you feel if a woman actually approached you and told you they like you? They actually love these things.
They love it. Walk up to them.
They love it when you walk up to them and tell them, you know what, I'm feeling you.
No, but what about the statistics or the occurrence that it happens or goes long term? He's just doing it because he wants to feel wanted, he wants to be seen. But is it going to lead to marriage? That is where you should ask the question.
I've seen successful marriages like
does
that.
it lead to a place? Okay, there's the few, but is it the bigger percentage or a smaller percentage? Men love to pursue. When there's a difference between chasing and attracting. When I am attracting, I don't have to tell you I'm a classy woman or I'm a woman of value.
Okay.
You see that.
Okay.
You see that. And you're going to want me. You're going to approach me. When you chase, when you go and the one making the first move, I'm coming to give you my manifesto. I'm telling you, I am a beautiful woman. I am classy. I am this, I am that, I'm that. You understand?
Okay, so
and there's a difference.
Okay, so time is not on our best interest right now, and we have so much going on. But this conversation should continue on our Twitter platforms, on our social media handle. And if you're wondering if I am a classy lady, that one I'll not answer. I'll leave it to you, my social media in-laws, my social media friends, the people that are seeing me, that are seeing me on TV this morning. Please head on to my Twitter account, and that is @ShivanAuma90, and let me know, do you consider me a classy lady? Let's get the polls voting. And that winds up what I had for you this morning on our views. Keep watching Sunrise at Sea and do not blink.
Well, that's all we had for you today on this episode of Sunrise at Sea. If you missed it and you're just tuning in, you can always catch up with what we do here on Sunrise at Sea on our YouTube channel, and that is @CTV Uganda. Please connect with us across all social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube @CTV Uganda. You can also follow us on our individual platforms on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You know who we are, all right? The assumptions. Yes. Own it, don't be afraid. And on that note, I'd like to tell you, please go into the weekend and don't dim your shine. Shine as bright as a diamond. Love yourself, make wise choices, all right, and follow SOPs. Also, don't forget to be kind. Until next week, Monday, same time, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Be good. Bye-bye.